Well, welcome back. Oh, it's a new project and something a little bit left field for me because it's going to be electric, not a glider. Now, I've always wanted, when I get some friends, I always wanted to do some aerotowing with the Pug, the Dunefreak, possibly the SOAS, or even a micro, damn it. If I still had it, I'd give it to my son. Anyway, I ammed and ahed, I drew out some pictures and then did some searching on the internet. I thought, mate, you're trying to reinvent the wheel. So, this is what I'm going to build. I'm going to build the Flitetest Simple Cub. Now, there's going to be a twist on this because I'm going to build the fuselage and I am going to build a series of different styles of wing. Why are you doing that, Nick? The reason I'm doing that is because I want to try and get one that flies mega slow. I've no idea what the original Cub flies like. I've seen the videos, but I want something that's powerful but flies quite slowly. So I'd like to experiment with a standard wind section, possibly cut one in foam. I'd like to have a go at a Klein Fogelman because that's cheap and easy, and I'd also like to have a go at doing like a Jadelski type wing to see if we can get it low and slow. The reason for that is I could quite easily, you know, put more servos on and we can go on to flaps and all the other bits and pieces that go with it. I'd like to make a 2-channel, keep it dead simple tug. Now, the scary thing for me is that their unladen weight, dry weight of this is 408 grams. Saw the old CAA fly past and I mentioned over 250 grams. Now, the plan is to use this. This is like a Depron foam, and it comes in, I think there's a 5mm and a 10mm, but I'll tell you a bit more of that as we go along. So I bought a couple of sheets of that. Obviously told my wife it was for laminating the floor that I've just done. We'll keep that to ourselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out the basic fuselage, and then the whole idea, let's make a tug under 250 grams with some various wings and keep it dead simple, dead cheap. Here we go. Okay, here we go. That's the plan of the fuselage, which I have printed out very kindly. Thank you very much, Flitetest. And now, this is obviously designed for their like foam board that's got these, cut this, make it all in one piece. My plan is I'm going to do 2 sides and then the top, and then we'll glue it all together, and I'm going to use Yoo-hoo glue. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out these basic fuselage sides, and then we'll crack on. So I have done the unforgivable. I thought to myself, what a big clever idea to use this art and craft adhesive spray that on, stop it moving. But I tested a little piece and it has eroded slightly, so I'm a little bit disappointed in myself for doing that. But anyway. Right, just so you know, I cut a 3rd side because look, that was still carrying on eroding, that spray. It was stupid of mine. Anyway, so top tip, if you're using this material, don't use this on it. Could have done it with a knife, but I bought this the other week off of eBay. It was only 29 quid, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go because right, update. Hang on, let's get me head in. Men's clothing. Right, rudder, tail, plane, 2 fuselage sides, a fuzz top, fuzz bottom back, sounds painful, fuzz bottom front, and 2 doublers. Might have made a mistake there with the size of that, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, as you know, target goal for this project, or one of the targets of this project, is sub 250. So, the 2 fuselage sides, it's 21 grams. No, it's not. Hang on, sorry, dicking about here. Right. 2 fuselage sides comes to 24 grams. The rudder makes it 28. Bottom back makes it 32. Fuzz top makes it 39. The 2 doublers makes it 44 grams, and then the fuselage bottom front snigger makes it 48 grams, and that makes the whole thing 54 grams. Hang on. Oh, it's gone up to 55 grams. Yeah, that'll be the CAA somewhere in the background trying to muck about with that. So, I'm off indoors to watch the Flight Test YouTube channel to see how they built it. So all of this has been made in the 5mm, the Deprony type foam from B&Q. This is for people in the UK. Yeah, 55 grams. So that's not bad going, is it? Right, I have nearly made a fatal mistake, but I have transferred these lines here, which obviously to go down round the cockpit area. So I've cut myself a wedge, because that's got to fold up like so, and what I've done is I've just added glue to one edge and one edge on here, and this, my point of reference is going to be is I am going to just stick it on there like so, allowing for the fact, there we go, and we've got to, it's all got to come together, hasn't it? Oh, well, yeah. I'm not the world's greatest expert on Yoo-hoo port, and I'm wondering whether I should be sticking some pins in just to locate it, but I have to say that appears to have gone exceptionally well. And then I shall get myself, whoa, my set square, and sort yourself out there. There we go, a little bit of drift on there, so just that little bit of curve there. Does that, oh, it holds it, oh, fair play. Right, there you go, one side. I'm just going to do the other side. No, am I going to do the other side? Yeah, I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to drop this hatch down. Cockpit thing, whatever it is. Right, so I've got both my sides on. They've gone very well. Now, I've got to put the bottom back bit on. Now, what I have done is I've cut myself a little template. So the idea is it's the same width as the fuselage sides, but just because I'm using a contact adhesive, if I drop that in there like that, it then means, so if I drop that in there like that, it then means I can then glue this, and it's all going to be exactly the same. Look at that, all the way down. Bosh. I bet Flight Test wish they thought of that. So, blimey, it's coming together pretty quickly. I still can't believe there's no formers inside. I'll be honest, I am a little bit concerned. that obviously this isn't their special foam board, so I mean it might literally fall apart, you know. I mean, I've thought about, well, should I put formers? I mean, actually thinking about it, I could actually drop something just in there, couldn't I? But then I think, well, you know, let's see what it's like when we got this on. Right, quick update. So I just carried on sticking the top. One mistake I made was in the instructions, and this might be for anybody else possibly copying me. It got like these tags. It was only when I looked at the video that obviously they're designed to be folded over. So we've been that idea. It's gone very well actually, and I'm actually surprised how strong the structure is. So anyway, I'm leaving that for now to glue overnight. This has just been stuck on to make it look good. I've just sanded it just a little bit. I've not gone mad because I don't want to lose it. That's just about right, that 5mm stuff for the tail surfaces. I'm going to take these off and hinge these later. And tomorrow what I'm going to do is see if I can come up with some sort of undercarriage, and then all the final thing I've got to do there is just fit this up the bottom there. But I am going to just look at what options I've got with motors. So I think I just need to calm down just a little bit, and I'll see you tomorrow. Right, so I've done the basic fuselage as you've seen, and what we need to look at now is I'd like to look at doing the undercarriage before I go any further, because the whole thing is we've got to look at the issue of weight. So I don't even know what gauge wire this is. It appears to fit on there. It's something I had again kicking around in my late father's tools. Now then, all I need is a decent pair of pliers. And then, so I found the halfway point, but I have something very exciting to show you for the wheels. So I'm just going to bend this. Right, let's have a little look here. We've just overdone that a little bit, haven't we? Oh, now I've gone back the other way. Talking much. Oh, it says there type 34 piano wire. There you go, that'll do. That'll do you nicely. Right, now then. Literally, if I bend this anymore, it's going to bloody break, isn't it? Right, there we go. I'm happy with that. Let's put that there. And then what we're going to do, I'm actually going to leave these long at the moment. The reason being is, will be all apparent when I show you my secret new wheels. Anyway, I'm just going to get this. Right, so this is my undercarriage bent up. Right, okay. Nice set of beach wheels. Now, basically, to save a bit of weight, next time you get a Tesco's and they're doing beach noodles, that's what you do. So I cut the beach noodle down and then just got it on my belt sander, on my disc sander, shaved it off, and there's a couple of the old big servo arms. Now, I've got to be honest with you, we are getting a bit tight on weight, so I'm down to about 70 grams for the wings, so these might have to go into a smaller, thinner version. Anyway, let's crack on. Right, so, oh god, hang on. Right, so quick update. I'm just going to put these on. I'm just dry fitting them at the moment, and let me show you what I did with these. So I marked the centre line, turned it over, put a line of tape on it, then partially cut through it, broke it, and then angled it. I think that's enough movement. Now, I suddenly thought to myself, I can't use contact adhesive there because it's going to be a bit difficult to slide that in. So I'm just having a quick experiment now while I'm having a slurp of coffee. Let me show you, with possibly using a small heat gun. Let's have a little look. So I've got this here, little tiny heat gun, got some offcuts. The one so if we just put that along there like that. So I've gone for the smaller heat gun because I never think they get quite as hot as the big ones. So we're going to pop that on there like that. And the other thing we will do is we'll just try a little bit of mapping that around there like so. In best flight test, I shall wipe that all across. I shall get that, slam that on there, and just leave that for a few seconds. And then this will give us a definitive answer, because obviously flight tests, they use a foam board, and this has got no paper covering on it. So I think, well, I'll tell you what, that is well rigid. Wow. Well, that's pretty impressive. I'll tell you what, I am definitely sticking the motor on the front with that as well. Brilliant. There we go. Right, I'll crack on and stick the tail on. I'll get back. Right, there you go. That was pretty impressive. I'll crack on, stick the tail on. I'll get back to you. Right, breakdown over. I have gone for foam board. I've done exactly as they've done in their film, so that I am going to hot glue that into there, hot glue that onto there like that, and then hot glue this into place. Right, while my glue gun was hot, I've decided to mount the motor. Now the motor is a RS2205. Basically, as you know, I'm a complete cheapskate, and I basically just ripped out, well, I didn't rip out, I unscrewed the motor that was in my Dammit, because obviously I'd converted that to a slope saw anyway. So that's what I've got in the front. I've got some gash old prop that is carbon called a Graupner Sim prop, and it's an 8x4. I've got no idea, I'm a glider pilot, ain't I? So anyway, that's in. Basically what I've done is I've done a piece of foam and then a ply sandwich. I suspect there will be a lot of the indoor pilots, including Andy Whitehead, will be going, oh yeah, you could have just stuck that straight on with a bit of yoo-hoo or spit or something. Anyway, what I wanted to do is make sure that it was, you know, when we're flying on the beach, because I can account for my skills, I'm not sure I can account for some of my friends' flying skills. Anyway, engine's on. Now, I'm leaving that open. I'm leaving everything else open now, because what we're going to do is I'm going to slam the servos in near about where I think the CG is, and then I'm going to leave the battery position to the very last moment, so then I can then jiggle that about, because I've got various different batteries that we can try. So we're looking all right on the weight at the moment. We've still got 70 grams left for the wings, and I am just about to use these two metal geared servos, which were in that flying plank, not flying plank, the delta shaped thing. I've taken those out of there because that I met an unfortunate accident, is now in a bin. So I'm using those two. I don't know about this sticking them with hot glue, but it's gone so well that I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use those and some snakes. So the next thing is I'll come back to you with these installed, and hopefully with some controls that are working. but we are getting very close to finishing the fuselage, and for me this is going to be the majority of the work, is doing this. And when we got this out of the way, I think the wings actually are going to be dead easy for the ideas I got. Anyway, I'll get back to you. Right, there you go. I have hot glued the servos in just like they done at flight test, and I've used a little bit of heat shrink there just as a guide for this wire, but I got more than enough throws there. So I am now going to think about cracking on with the wing.